Thank you for coming. I've called for this PC today for two reasons. One is before I went for a holiday, we decided to have a meeting with the SPR officer of Perak to explain the latest procedure on registering voters and also to appoint assistant registrars. We're happy today more than 100 participants came and they were briefed by the Pengarah SPR and appointed them as assistant registrars. In his speech, he has said that over 440,000 people in Perak are not registered as voters. Many of those who are not registered as voters are young voters, less than 30 years old. We urge them to register as voters. The DAP, in the last 9 months in Perak, is considered the best party to have registered more than nearly 8,000 voters in Perak. And also in the whole country, DAP has performed very well. It's the highest number of voters have been registered. Having said that, the duty and obligation of people to register as voters and to make a change and to make a difference in the coming election is more than important. Although the Pakatan Rakyat has promised in the coming, if we take over federal government, we will lower down the voting age from 21 to 18, that we will make automatic registration of voters. Every 5 years, the government spends something like 100 million ringgit just to register new voters. All this can be saved if we do automatic registration of voters. I've given much thought to my plans in relation to the Perak crisis. I shall not at this stage divulge what my decisions are. Suffice to say that my final decision will depend very much on the outcome of the meeting to be held soon to seek a unity formula for Perak DAP. I reiterate that the recent Perak crisis is one which should be quickly resolved so that all can move on with our important political mission of recapturing Perak state government as well as the federal power in the next general elections, which is quite likely to be held after next year's Chinese New Year. I urge all DAP members and supporters to be aware of people with hidden agenda to try to fish in troubled waters by making baseless accusations against Perak leadership, including via the distribution of poison pen letters. Insofar as the logging concession allegation goes, poison letters is concerned, I suspect it is the work of irresponsible people out to tarnish the good name of the DAP elected representatives. Finally, I wish to take this opportunity to clarify various media reports which said that I had stormed out of the Perak leadership meeting held on Friday, October the 8th, 2010. This is inaccurate. I had informed the meeting that I had to attend to a dinner which my family was hosting for a foreign guest, and I had excused myself to leave the meeting early. Permission was granted for me to leave early. I think this is something that a lot of Malaysian political parties won't agree. I've taken a stand. It's not so much about Ngai alone. I'm taking like how the American Republicans and Democrats work. Like in Britain, how the Labour Party and Conservative Party work. In the sense, like, if you remember just about 1.5 years ago, Secretary of State Clinton and Barack Obama were fighting on certain principles in their party. Everything was discussed openly. I think time has come in Malaysia for political parties to also do that. What is so wrong in debating? Why should these matters be said internal? It should be only discussed internally. But why can you let, because at the end of the day, it is the Malaysian public, is the general voters who will decide on these issues. I have differing views on certain things. Maybe others have differing views. Let the people decide on these issues. In that sense, the open debate may be new, may be quite hurting to some political parties. But I think it's a challenge worth taking. I'm open to it, but I think many may not agree with me.
The content of the letter states that the DAP has been given 43. kawasan bala, out of which 6 excos got 1 juta. Excos got 2 kawasan kayu bala. And 6 excos, I'm one of them. To be frank, I don't talk about kayu bala. I didn't even get a leaf. Down pun tak dapat. Jadi sini purportedly I have got 2 compartments. And then the speaker got 1. Each adun got, there were 12 DAP aduns, each of them allegedly got 1 kawasan each. And then DAP Perak, even the Ali Parliament, 6 of them, each have got a compartment, including Saudara Lim Kit Siang. Okay. So this was sent by mail to my office on the 1st. And also annexed with is the particulars of the companies which has allegedly got it. And this particular information document, I think should have come from SUK, because none of us have got access to any of these documents. Satu. Kedua, on the day we left the SUK on the 6th of February, all the exco papers were surrendered back to the SUK. So none of the documents were taken out. Now, as to the question as to Kabira's, whether we are going to lodge a report with the MACC, MACC has issued statement several times. They don't need a written report. Even newspaper statement is enough for them to investigate. So we are clean. We got nothing to hide. We are not involved at all. So the MACC wants to investigate, they can investigate. Likewise, if the police wants to investigate, they are free to do so. This is, I strongly believe, nothing to do with the current minor problems in Perak DAP. Nothing to do with it. Because they are pointing fingers, so and so might have done it, so and so. All these are speculations. I strongly suspect it is the work of Barisan. Because we have left office more than 2 years ago. And we cannot get access to these documents.
Just like in our regular statement say, if it's true, you don't have to fear in here, that nothing wrong. So welcome investigation, SPRM must investigate. But for us, more important is the motive.